The most dangerous men alive are usually the ones nobody notices immediately entering crowded rooms. They are not loud, desperate, overly charming, or constantly proving their social status publicly anymore. But somehow, women keep watching them while everyone else silently competes for temporary attention nearby. And the terrifying truth is most men permanently destroy attraction without realizing their behavior daily. Because every time you seek validation, people subconsciously feel emotional weakness underneath your personality instantly. The more desperately you want respect, the less emotionally valuable your presence immediately becomes socially. Most men never understand this because modern society rewards performance instead of genuine psychological self-worth. Social media teaches men constantly broadcasting achievements while secretly begging strangers for emotional approval online. So they flex money, relationships, gym progress, expensive vacations, and fake alpha confidence constantly, everywhere. But psychologically, this behavior communicates insecurity faster than direct rejection ever possibly could, emotionally speaking. Women especially detect this instantly because attraction begins emotionally before logical thinking ever appears consciously. People feel your emotional state long before they analyze your words or accomplishments rationally afterward. That explains why some men dominate rooms silently, while others endlessly perform confidence without results socially. And once I finally understood this brutal psychological reality, everything inside me completely changed afterward. I stopped trying to impress people with achievements nobody genuinely cared hearing about socially anymore anyway. I stopped over-explaining opinions whenever someone disagreed with me during conversations publicly afterward, too. And strangely, the less validation I needed, the more attention naturally followed me everywhere afterward. But before understanding this, I behaved exactly like most insecure modern men emotionally today online. I genuinely believed people would finally respect me after seeing everything I accomplished professionally before. So whenever conversations became quiet, I immediately filled silence describing my latest achievements excitedly again. I mentioned promotions constantly, expensive restaurants, luxury trips, celebrity parties, and successful business opportunities repeatedly. At first, people acted impressed, but eventually, their emotional energy completely shifted around me socially. Women lost curiosity quickly because my personality unconsciously felt emotionally exhausting and approval-seeking constantly. Friends interrupted conversations more often because my energy communicated hidden insecurity underneath confidence performances publicly. And neuroscience explains this perfectly through subconscious emotional pattern recognition within human social behavior scientifically. Your brain constantly scans emotional certainty through body language, vocal tonality, and conversational emotional reactions. So when someone performs confidence while secretly needing approval, people subconsciously sense emotional incongruence immediately afterward. Your words may sound powerful, while your emotional energy quietly communicates fear underneath every interaction socially. That is exactly why emotionally grounded men rarely overtalk, while insecure men endlessly over-explain themselves publicly. Then one humiliating experience completely shattered everything I believed about confidence and attraction psychologically forever. I watched one quiet guy attract attention effortlessly without mentioning accomplishments even a single time publicly. He barely spoke throughout conversations, yet everyone naturally gravitated toward his calm, masculine presence instantly. Women kept glancing toward him, while louder men desperately competed for social validation nearby, constantly afterward. And suddenly I realized something brutally uncomfortable about modern masculine psychology and emotional attraction dynamics. Real confidence is never loud, because emotionally secure people never need proving themselves publicly anymore. Fake confidence always feels exhausting, because performance eventually exposes hidden insecurity underneath your emotional behavior. That explains why fake alpha personalities often appear strangely unnatural, despite sounding dominant outwardly, socially. Confident men rarely advertise value because internal validation already satisfies their psychological emotional needs completely. Meanwhile, insecure men constantly broadcast achievements because silence emotionally terrifies them deep inside psychologically afterward. Most men think weaknesses destroy attraction, but shame actually destroys attraction far faster, emotionally speaking. Being short never ruins confidence. Being ashamed about height destroys confidence socially around people permanently. Being rejected never ruins masculine energy. Emotional desperation after rejection destroys masculine energy completely afterward. I once knew someone constantly mocking his own appearance before others mentioned insecurities publicly first. He pretended joking confidence, but everyone sensed hidden emotional pain underneath his nervous reactions instantly afterward. Because humans communicate emotions subconsciously faster than words through unconscious behavioral survival mechanisms daily anyway. Your body language exposes insecurities people never would have even noticed originally before emotionally reacting. That is why emotionally secure men remain calm whenever flaws become social conversation topics publicly afterward. They understand acceptance removes emotional leverage people normally use controlling insecure individuals psychologically afterward completely. If someone calls them unattractive, they calmly agree without emotionally defending themselves unnecessarily afterward publicly anymore. And strangely, this level emotional honesty creates powerful masculine energy women deeply respect subconsciously afterward naturally. Because emotional resilience signals internal psychological strength, while defensiveness signals emotional fragility and hidden fear underneath. The truth is, nobody can weaponize insecurities you already accepted completely within yourself emotionally anymore afterward. And once shame loses control over your identity, your social energy transforms dramatically, forever, afterward, naturally. Suddenly, conversations feel calmer because approval no longer controls your emotional reactions around others socially anymore. Your voice slows naturally, while awkward silence stops feeling psychologically threatening during conversations afterward completely. You stop shape-shifting personalities, try making attractive women emotionally accept you socially anymore afterward. And ironically, this emotional detachment immediately makes your presence far more intriguing around people naturally. Because attraction increases whenever someone appears emotionally grounded, instead desperately seeking reassurance constantly socially afterward. Modern dating culture completely manipulates men into chasing validation through texting and emotional overinvestment online daily. Men change personalities around attractive women, suppress opinions, and fake interests, avoiding possible rejection emotionally afterward. But women subconsciously respect emotionally grounded men remaining authentic despite uncertain social outcomes naturally afterward. That does not mean becoming toxic, cold, manipulative, or emotionally unavailable toward people around you. It means maintaining identity without sacrificing authenticity for temporary emotional acceptance from strangers constantly anymore. If you genuinely love something, confidently own it without seeking permission from anybody socially afterward, ever. Because confidence becomes attractive exactly when authenticity replaces desperate social performance internally within you permanently. And according to behavioral psychology, emotional unpredictability increases curiosity stronger than constant reassurance ever psychologically does. That explains why emotionally detached men often appear mysterious within modern relationship dynamics socially today online. Meanwhile, social media quietly profits from making millions feel emotionally inadequate every single day online, constantly. You open Instagram briefly, then suddenly feel behind everyone surrounding your generation emotionally afterward, socially online. Someone appears traveling constantly, while another person seemingly lives perfect romantic fantasy lifestyles online daily. But nobody posts loneliness, insecurity, emotional breakdowns, rejection, or anxiety destroying them privately every night. Everyone performs happiness publicly while secretly battling validation addiction and emotional emptiness internally afterward constantly. So stop measuring self-worth through curated lifestyles strangers strategically monetize for internet attention online, constantly. Because people treat you according to the silent value you emotionally assign yourself internally every single day. And everything changes once validation finally stops controlling your identity, emotions, and psychological self-worth completely. You stop forcing conversations, stop chasing attention, and stop explaining yourself unnecessarily to everybody constantly afterward. Women become more curious because mystery naturally creates stronger attraction than emotional availability ever psychologically could. Friends respect your presence more because emotional stability unconsciously signals leadership and masculine confidence socially afterward. Even rejection stops feeling devastating because your identity no longer depends external acceptance emotionally anymore afterward. Real confidence was never dominating people loudly or pretending superiority over everyone socially around you. Real confidence begins the exact moment you stop emotionally begging others, recognizing your invisible personal value. Because the most dangerous man inside every room usually needs absolutely nothing from anybody emotionally whatsoever.